African Union Communications Early Warning and Intelligence, commonly known as AUC3I, is an intelligence and security organization responsible for providing signals intelligence and information assurance to AU citizens, AU leadership, and AU armed forces. I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer. I am responsible for leading infantry soldiers at all levels of command and combined armed forces during missions on the ground. This is today's briefing. On the progress of the special military operation on the 28th of October, 2024. The armed forces of the Russian Federation continue to conduct a special military operation. Units of the North Group of Forces in the Kharkiv direction defeated the formations of the 57th Motorized Infantry Brigade of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, the 112th Territorial Defense Brigade, and the 4th Border Detachment of the Border Service of Ukraine in the areas of the settlements of Volchansk, Goptovka, and Okremovka in the Kharkiv region. The Ukrainian armed forces lost up to 115 servicemen, an armored personnel carrier for vehicles, a 152mm Giant gun, and a 122mm D-30 howitzer. Units of the West Group of Forces have improved their tactical position, inflicted losses on the manpower and equipment of the 44th Mechanized, 77th Airmobile and 3rd Assault Brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces in the areas of the settlements of Stelmakovka, Novoye Gorovka of the Luhansk People's Republic, and Berestovoy of the Kharkiv region. 3 counterattacks by assault groups of the 14th and 28th Mechanized Brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces and the 1st National Guard Brigade were repelled. The enemy lost over 570 servicemen, 2 infantry fighting vehicles, an armored personnel carrier, 6 pickups, a 122mm self-propelled artillery unit Gvozdika, 3 122mm howitzers D-30, and a 105mm gun L-119 made in Great Britain. Units of the Southern Group of Forces occupied more advantageous lines and positions, defeated the formations of the 24th, 33rd, 54th Mechanized, 79th Airborne Assault, 46th Airmobile Brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, and the 37th Marine Brigade in the areas of the settlements of Dalny, Semenovka, Ilyenka, Seversk, Chasov and Kurakovo of the Donetsk People's Republic. 3 counterattacks of assault groups of the 56th Motorized Infantry Brigade of the Armed Forces of Ukraine were repelled. The enemy's losses amounted to over 665 soldiers, 14 vehicles, a 122mm howitzer D-30, a 155mm howitzer M198, and 4 105mm guns M119 made in the USA. A field ammunition depot was destroyed. Units of the Center Group of Forces, as a result of active and decisive actions, liberated the settlement of Tsukarino in the Donetsk People's Republic. In addition, they inflicted losses on the manpower and equipment of the 24th Mechanized, 58th Motorized Infantry, 142nd Infantry, 5th Airborne Assault Brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, and the 241st Territorial Defense Brigade in the areas of the settlements of Dimitrov, Alexandro Kalinovo, Pravdovka, and Vishnevo of the Donetsk People's Republic. 11 counterattacks by assault groups of the 42nd, 53rd, 93rd, 100th, 110th, 150th Mechanized Brigades, and the 25th Airborne Brigade of the Ukrainian Armed Forces were repelled. The enemy lost more than 520 servicemen, 2 combat armored vehicles, 3 cars, a 152mm howitzer Mstab, 2 152mm guns D-20, and 2 122mm howitzers D-30. The Israeli-made tactical radar complex IEMHR was destroyed. Units of the East Group of Forces improved the position along the forward edge, defeated the manpower and equipment of the 72nd Mechanized Brigade of the Armed Forces of Ukraine and the 118th Territorial Defense Brigade in the areas of the settlements of Uspanovka, Shakhtarskoye, and Yuzhnaya Polyana of the Donetsk People's Republic. A counterattack by the assault group of the 58th Motorized Infantry Brigade of the Armed Forces of Ukraine was repelled. The enemy's losses amounted to 115 soldiers, a tank, 7 vehicles, a French-made 155mm Caesar self-propelled artillery unit, a 155mm M198 howitzer, and a US-made and /TPQ-37 counter-battery radar. Units of the Dnieper Group of Forces inflicted defeat on formations of the 35th Marine Brigade, the 124th, 126th, and 128th Territorial Defense Brigades in the areas of the settlements of Velitinsk, Nikolskoye, Antonovka in the Kherson region, and Belenk in the Zaporizhia region. The Ukrainian armed forces lost up to 60 servicemen, 6 vehicles, and a 152mm D-20 gun. 2 electronic warfare stations were destroyed. Operational tactical aviation, strike unmanned aerial vehicles, missile forces, and artillery of the Russian armed forces groups damaged the infrastructure of military airfields, as well as concentrations of enemy manpower and military equipment in 142 areas. Air defense systems shot down 3 French-made Hammer-guided aerial bombs, 2 Adams operational tactical missiles, and a US-made Mars multiple launch rocket system, as well as 120 aircraft-type unmanned aerial vehicles. Since the beginning of the special military operation, a total of 647 aircraft, 283 helicopters, 34,685 unmanned aerial vehicles, 584 anti-aircraft missile systems, 18,894 tanks and other armored combat vehicles, 1,480 multiple launch rocket systems, 16,887 field artillery pieces and mortars, and 27,694 special military vehicles have been destroyed. Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you found it useful and informative. If you have any questions, please leave them below and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.